Hey everybody, welcome back to VLOGUARY. This time we are memory keeping for the week of October 7th through the 13th, and I used this exclusive kit from Cafe with Anna that is titled Impossible, and it is themed off of the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella movie from the 90s that I adored as a kid. And I was so excited when this art debuted earlier in 2024. Had to have it, had no idea when I was going to use it. Honestly, I think it's super versatile. There are so many different ways to use it, but I decided to use it this week. I don't know if you're going to hear Evie meowing in the background. Decided to use it this week because it was both Evie. Evie, it's okay. Hold on. Evie. Sorry, I think she's just feeling needy because my husband left, and then it's also pretty windy here today, so she's just crying out in the hallway. Gave her some food to make her be quiet. But anyway, I decided to use this kit for both my husband and I being together for 12 years on the 12th. And then my brother got married in a ceremony on Sunday up in Seattle. So did a little bit of travel, really quick trip to Seattle this weekend, but it's a 2-hour flight from where I am. So not really that big and crazy of a trip. So yeah, super excited to use this kit. I tried to use as many full boxes as possible. I did like a pop-out scene on Friday and Saturday to use more full boxes and also just to have more space for my plans. And I liked doing it with like the horses on one side of the scene opening box and then the carriage on the other side. I thought that was a nice touch, if I do say so myself. And then I think I got to use like all of the people in the kit, so that was awesome. There were still like a few full boxes. I think the only full boxes I had left over were just the extras of the little girl in the Cinderella dress. So that actually works out pretty well. I'm still just really impressed with myself for doing the scene on Friday and Saturday. I think it does look really cute with having the horse and the carriage as the two inner boxes for that. So I did use a little bit of foil this week. I always have lots of gold foil in my collection. So I did have this wedding overlay from Alicia Craft. So I decided to use that on the 12th for my, I used it on the 11th, the Friday, for like the beginning to the weekend. And then I used a full box overlay from Scribble Prints Co. that said it was always you on the 12th. And then I just put in little bits and bobs here and there from various Planet Hannah and Scribble Prints Co. foil sheets because I thought it would like accent this kit pretty well with like the foliage and the hearts and all of that. So very subtle foil elements, but I wanted to have at least a little bit of foil. And I had this quote from Simply a Mess that says it had to be you from like a When Harry Met Sally themed freebie. So that shop's no longer open, but I am happy to use any foil that I have from them. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to just jump right into the day by day instead of the sidebar because I was ready to go. My camera battery is really not living very long lately. I am waiting anxiously for a replacement to come in the mail, and I hope that will solve the problem because if it doesn't, that means there's something probably wrong with the camera and I need to take it in for repairs. So we'll see what happens with VLOGUARY. But that's why a lot of these clips are going to be quite short and get cut off here and there, is because the camera battery literally like dies every few minutes right now. So that's where we're at. Also, I'm going to do deco at the end of planning this time. I've done the date covers and the glitter headers and everything, but I left the deco for the end. So the first things I marked on Monday were just my husband working from home, me having conferences with my students, and then teaching my afternoon class. So I think those stickers are from Sugar Pop Fizz and Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And I don't know where the backpack is from. Then I did some grading, so I marked that with this iPad icon from Planet Hannah, and then we were still feeding Evie by hand this day, although I think at this point she was starting to eat off her plate on her own again, which was really nice to see. So I have a fork and knife sticker from somewhere, and then a cat icon that's from Simply a Mess. Tuesday, the first thing I'm going to mark is that it would be 1 month until our Mexico City trip, so that luggage is from Cinderella paper. Then I marked flossing, that icon is from Michaels, and then I went and taught my early afternoon class. I did some grading, so I'm going to use this typewriter sticker from Cinderella paper, and then I had more conference meetings in the evening with my night class. So I'm going to use a Molly to mark that, and also a Molly to mark just feeling insecure. I'm working on my self-confidence lately because I'm realizing for some reason as I'm getting older, I'm trying to care less what people think, but I'm also feeling a lot more pressure to be perfect for some reason. Don't know what that is, but I was just feeling it that night. Probably because it was the end of a long day. Wednesday, I marked that my husband wasn't feeling well. I was listening to music. I believe that icon is from the Prairie Planner. And then I had more conference meetings with students. I did some grading, and then I went and taught my afternoon class. So I'm just gonna mark this with a variety of things from like Itty Bitty Sticker Co., Cinderella paper, other random icons I have. My character collection is winnowing down, I'm realizing. So I might start running out of things soon. And because I'm doing all of these Plan With Me's really close together, it's hard for me to realize like what I'm running out of. So hopefully I can keep it up. The last box at the end of Wednesday was honestly just a bunch of planner friend related news. It all coincided on this day. So I'm not going to go into great detail about any of these things because you would need to hear it from the source, but Plan with Elizabeth was talking about some of her health journey this day, I think. You can follow her more for more details on that. She can say things about it better than I can, obviously. This was also the day that Tanya from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Announced her dad's passing, which was, of course, very sad. So I marked that with a munchkin from Once More with Love. And then this was when Hurricane Milton was happening. So I think the previous week had been Helene. This week we were already at Milton. And I have a real life planner friend, like someone who I've met up with in the Sacramento area locally, who lives out in Florida now. And luckily she was doing okay. So I just marked that with a weather icon from Plan a Hannah. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that all of those three things like coincided on the same day because it was a variety of like people I've met through this community, like real life people living their real lives and sharing parts of that with us. So I appreciate that. Then on Thursday, I marked my husband working from home. I taught my classes, I lesson planned, and I conferenced with students. Thursday was real basic, just trying to get a lot of work done so that I could leave for the weekend to go to my brother's wedding. So there's just a lot of Sugar Pop Fizz and Molly's on Thursday. And then Friday, I again marked that my husband was working from home. I had to cancel his flight to Seattle because he was originally going to go with me to my brother's wedding, but Evie was still not fully eating on her own, so we didn't want to leave her not alone because we do have friends who come and check on our cats, thankfully, but we just wanted to like be able to monitor her. So I canceled my husband's flight, got no money back for it, unfortunately, but whatever. And then flossed, I did laundry, I graded papers, and then I wrapped my brother's wedding gift. So all of those icons are from an old Michael's sticker book. And then I packed for my Seattle trip, my quick weekend trip, and we went to a dumpling restaurant for dinner on Friday. It's like one of basically our favorite restaurant in town. So I marked that with some shumai from Wonton and a Million and a date night script from Scribble Prince Co., I think. And then at the end of the night, I just marked watching Rings of Power as well as House with a ring sticker from a Lord of the Rings sheet from Plan a Hannah. Saturday was 12 years with my husband. That was how long we've been together. So I did this really cute thing where I had this Once More with Love couple on a bicycle. I've been saving this sticker for so long and I decided, you know what, 12 years on October 12th sounds like a good time to use it. So I used that with a square box, and then I had these balloons from the Prairie Planner. These are like my favorite thing in 2024. So I used the 1 and the 2 from that sheet to mark 12 years together. And then I used a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. to mark flying to Seattle super early in the morning. Obviously, super early morning flights are the cheapest, so I think that's why I ended up there. I had to wait in the airport for a couple hours because other family members were flying in from like all over the place. So I just hung out at the airport for a couple hours while people flew in, while I was there, I tried to grade papers on my iPad, which is part of the reason I got the iPad this year. So that icon's from Planet Hannah. I really only got through a couple though, because it was quite loud in the airport this day, and also I was quite sleep deprived. So didn't get as much work done on this trip as I thought I would, but that's okay. Then I marked that one of my sisters, two of my brothers, and my dad flew in, and we all met up, tried to take the train around the airport to get to the rental cars and all all of that type of thing. So I have a family time sticker from Once More with Love. Sorry for the stuttering. Then we went to this place called The Point. So I marked that with a stack of burgers from Wonton and a Million. The bartender, we thought we explained clearly that the bride was not with us. The bride for this marriage was not with us. But he thought my sister and my brother were the couple. And he got them some shots. So I was like, they're not getting married to each other. So it was kind of awkward, but he was very happy for them. So go that bartender, I guess. Then we just went and walked around UW for a little bit because we were just waiting for our Airbnb to be ready. So I just marked that with some fall deco from Planet Hannah, and then we went to the Airbnb. I took a much needed nap because I was what I like to call like tired and wired, where I've had a lot of coffee because I've been up really early, but like really I need to somehow get my brain to shut off for a bit so I can sleep so that I can make it through the night. So I just marked that with a sleeping cat from Beneva Creations. We played some card games, so I marked that with an icon from Apple Blossom Prince. We also pranked my brother who was getting married. My sister was like, okay, we're gonna do this thing where we all say the same thing and then we clap, but then when he does it, he'll go last. We won't clap for him and we're gonna record it. And I'm like, this sounds like a TikTok thing. I could not keep a straight face the entire time, but it was quite funny. We were watching Halloween Town because we were waiting for our dinner reservation, which was quite late. And then we went to our dinner reservation, but apparently that restaurant had to close early, I think because there was a kitchen fire. So then we had to find another place. Somehow we found another place this late at night for like 20 people in downtown Seattle. Don't know how that worked out, but I didn't have to coordinate it. So that was cool. So it was like a sushi restaurant and I got like a hibiscus margarita too, I think. So I marked that with a drink icon from Planet Hannah. And then Sunday, I wanted to mark that it was 1 year since Clover got her very fateful tests. My husband took her to the vet on Friday the 13th last year because her stomach was bloated, and that started a whole long journey if you are new here. Not going to get into all of it now, but I marked that with a cat from Beneva Creations. My sister and I had to get into our saris that we acquired this day from my new sister-in-law. So we did that, got ready at my brother's apartment, which actually they've got a great view of the Space Needle there. So that's kind of cool. And then we went over to a Hindu temple for their wedding ceremony. So my brother's now wife is from India. So how they got married was at a Hindu temple. So I marked that with a ceremony script from Scribble Prince Co. and a bouquet from Carly Plans, because my favorite part of the ceremony was when we got to like toss rose petals at them all over the place. That was fun. Then I marked that we were tasked with picking up the wedding cake, and that was a whole journey. But we got the cake eventually, and it was in one piece, so that's good. We went to a restaurant called Cricket Club for dinner. So this is a pretty small wedding, if you can't tell. So this is an Indian restaurant, kind of like a modern Indian restaurant in Seattle. It was quite good. And then it was time for me and one of my brothers to head to the airport because we both had work the next day. So on the plane, I read Emma on my iPad. So I marked that with a Kindle sticker. I don't have a Kindle, but same deal. And then I flew home very late at night. I think I got home like at 1 a.m. In the sidebar, I am writing in my dinners for this week. And then I am out of television stickers, honestly. So I watched House MD like almost every night this week, like Monday through Friday. So I just marked that in the sidebar with a movie marquee and a Dr. Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then because the wedding was in Seattle, I had this Space Needle sticker that's really old from Oh Hello Co. And I marked that for my brother's wedding. So I just wrote their names in there along with this like gold foiled groom sticker from Planet Hannah's wedding sheet. Then I am cramming in one more full box here. I really loved this full box with the spools and the sewing needles and the sewing scissors, especially. Like, oh my God, those sewing scissors are so pretty. So it didn't quite fit, like I had to layer it over the glitter header, so not perfect, but I had this extra space here and I thought might as well use this last full box since I had a mini kit version of this kit. So it was kind of relevant to just use up all of the full boxes, or not relevant, important. Sorry, my brain's a little bit slow today. It's been quite a week. Actually, no, it hasn't. Not for me personally. Like, things are fine here. It's just, I'm sure if you're following the news, you're aware of what's going on in Los Angeles this week. We don't live in Southern California anymore, but we do have a lot of connections there still. And it's just been, sad to be keeping up with what's going on down there. So I hope you all are doing well. I know there's also like across the country, like some pretty harsh winter storms. I would not know anything about that. Having lived in California my entire life, our winter storms are wet more than anything. So, oh, I did have 2 full boxes left over there besides the girls. Okay, so this is what is left of the kit. Anyway, just to cap that off, I hope you all are doing okay. And please, if someone in emergency services knocks on your door and tells you you need to go, just go. Don't think twice about it. Just go. Everything can always be replaced. You can't. So listen to those officials, please. But yeah, that is how this week looks in full. Again, I'm quite impressed with myself with the pop-outs on Friday and Saturday. I thought that was quite cute. And yeah, quick trip to Seattle. The next week after this, my husband and I will celebrate our 12 years together with a more formal dinner. But for now, it was just kind of living life. So really happy with how this week turned out. Love this kit. Hope you are doing well, and I'll talk to you next time.